All right. So how do people end up in your funnel, and who is your ideal customer?
Sure. So, being that I just recently started this, I'm working off of a lot of referrals, which is phenomenal because my reputation is preceding me. I'm doing something right, and I'm being introduced to people. I
Yeah, you
got
got introduced to me, man. That's
exactly.
not that easy.
Exactly. I got I actually just got I booked a discovery call with somebody because I'm in a Facebook user group for a specialized software that one of my other clients uses. And somebody in that Facebook user group said, "Hey, I need help with something that I'm good at." And I was like, "Hey, I've done this for one of your peers. Let me help you out." So but I'm also, for example, like I said, the way I met you is I'm networking with the Exit Advisors Alliance. One of the reasons that I got into this work is because my company that I worked for was sold, and I was a part of that whole process. And I also realized the value of what I do in helping a business prepare for an exit. Whether it's 5 years ahead or 90 days ahead, there's things that I can do to help improve an operation for a transaction. So I'm networking with those types of folks. My ideal client is a business that realistically has at least $1 million in revenue and is running profitably, where they're not.
Yeah, that's not always the same.
Yeah, they're not hand to mouth because my services cost money, and if you don't have the money to pay for it, there's not a whole lot I can do. So a business that's making at least $1 million in revenue and has some room for optimization, where you've got somebody that kind of knows that they don't have all of the puzzle pieces together. And it goes up to probably businesses. I wouldn't say that there's a revenue ceiling, but I would say that there's typically an employee count ceiling. So once you get to businesses that have anywhere from 50 to 75 employees or more than 50 to 75 employees, they typically have a very strong operator in place in their hierarchy. So I'm not necessarily there to supplement what an existing chief operating officer is doing. I'm there to help a business that doesn't have an operations manager or chief operating officer get their things in order so that they can grow to the point where they need one. Is what I would say.
And I forget, there's a specific type of employee benefits that once you hit 50 employees that you must engage in.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
That I believe there's certain compliance issues that happen at 50 employees, like Family Medical Leave Act and offering benefits and stuff like that. But that's not technically related to the type of work that I do.
But the reason why I asked is it seems like whatever documentation that they have to file, that could be
they probably
trigger.
don't have it. Yeah,
that could be a trigger.
Oh yeah.
Because the way a lot of these data companies work, you can literally say, "Give me only companies
that have 45 employees." Yeah, 45 to 49. Yep.
And then boom, there it is, because they are hitting these compliance things that they know. Oh yeah,
and that's part of it. If you're not operationally sound, you don't have that stuff. But a lot of the businesses that I work with, they typically take a couple of different forms. So number one is the owner is in the weeds and experiencing pains that they know that somebody else could probably help them get out of. Number two, a lot of them have hit like a revenue ceiling. Like, I can't seem to get past $2 million in revenue no matter what I do.
So tough.
Type of deal. And something they need to kind of break down to break through.